A few years ago, we gave you a sneak peek of the fun and funky smart car. This week on Test Drive, we take a look at the real deal. This is the car that's coming to Canada and a Mercedes-Benz showroom near you. The engineering behind the smart Fortwo diesel really does live up to the old expression, less is more. At 800cc, it's the smallest direct injection diesel in the world. This all-aluminum three-cylinder engine uses a small turbo to blow 40.2 horsepower and 73.8 pound-feet of torque between 1800 and 2800 RPM through to the rear wheels. Certainly dragging anything more than the bicycle off the line is foolhardy. That said, the Smart is more than capable of keeping up with traffic, whether it's around town or out on the highway. The bonus, of course, is the fuel economy. With gasoline peaking at $1 a litre, the Smart needed just $14 a diesel to travel almost 500 kilometres. The only transmission offered is a 6-speed sequential box that uses an automatic clutch. Simply moving the shifter forward or back shifts the gears up and down. There is an automatic mode, but its slow early shift dissuades all but the laziest of drivers from using it. You know, in spite of this car's impossibly small dimensions, it actually meets all current safety regulations. I guess it goes to prove that if you're light enough and small enough to bounce off stuff rather than crashing into it, your chances of survival are just as good. The reason the Smart fares so well is its Tridion safety cell. Essentially, it acts like a roll cage in a race car, enveloping the passengers in a strong steel structure to which all the plastic panels are bolted. Elsewhere, the Smart earns electronic stability control which counters minor bouts of over or understeer and a decent anti-lock system that includes both brake assist and corner brake control. The former speeds up full engagement whenever the driver hammers the pedal. The latter reduces anti-lock intervention by sending more braking force to the wheels that can put it to best use. It also includes a hill holder device where the brakes stay on for about 0.7 seconds after the brake is released. Just remember to use the parking brake, however, whenever you leave the car, as it will roll away without it applied. You know, whilst the Smart car was good but not great through the pylons, when it comes to manoeuvrability, quite frankly, this thing is second to none. It even makes the Mini feel cumbersome, and it all boils down to these little tiny front tyres. They give it such a large lock, well, you can spin this thing around in impossibly small spaces. And when it comes to parking, again, not a problem. You can park this thing lengthwise in the width of your average parking space. Those small tyres and the short wheelbase do make for an interesting pylon run, while the overall feel is sure-footed and remarkably poised considering the dimensions. The Smart is not the sort of car to hammer through a fast corner. It is, however, comfortable as the front strut and independent live rear axle do a remarkably good job of taking the sting out of the roughest road. You know, when you get into the Smart car, it's as cute and cuddly in here as its exterior style is. You also get two very supportive seats. The dash layout, entirely logical, and everything is readily reached. It really is very nicely finished. Now, lest you think this thing was designed for small people, not a chance. Slide the seat all the way back and you can accommodate a 300-pound linebacker in the driver's seat with no problem whatsoever. Plenty of legroom, plenty of headroom. Now, if you tried to squeeze two linebackers in here, that might be a bit tight, and it would certainly take the edge off performance. Anyone that watched Doctor Who will understand the Smart's TARDIS-like concept. As for trunk space, it is limited, although I did manage to shoehorn all of the camera gear into what looks like an impossibly small space. For the record, the Smart will hold 260 litres of cargo when it's crammed to the roofline. You know, this thing really is a very intriguing package. It's highly manoeuvrable, it doesn't get run off the highway, it's very comfortable, and it'll run for about a week on what you can squeeze out of an oily rag. Now, it's not a long-distance cruiser, but as an urban commuter car, one phrase sums it up to a T. Smart by name, smart by nature.